Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy and we're getting straight into our explosive penny stock watch list. So first stock of the day, we're looking at Humble on the daily time frame. Humble was up a cool 9%. Extraordinary bullish price action. Our MACD is starting to curl up. We are expecting a crossover soon. We have our ticker changing in the next couple days, and so everything is just kind of lining up very nicely here on TSNPD. We've had a nice accumulation area right here on our 50 SMA, and so this is extremely bullish in my opinion. Look for a break of resistance here at around 391 in the next couple days. And so Humble by far is the best penny stock on the OTC market. In my opinion, this is one of the very few generational stocks that I have ever come across at a timing so early in its incubation. And so that is why I'm so bullish here on Humble, because these are just the first couple innings of a stock that's going to have a very long lifeline. And so overall, we were up 9% today. No complaints on Humble. Next stock of the day, looking at SNDL on the daily time frame. So Sundog got crushed today, down 12.75%. And this is on a day where the NASDAQ was up extraordinarily. And so one thing I just want to mention about SNDL is that their market cap is around $2.5, $2.6 billion. And so if we compare that to, let's say, Planet 13, a stock that has a lot of hype, financial education backs it, everybody else is on its bandwagon. I personally like Planet 13. Has a market cap of around 1.2, 1.3 billion, and that's Planet 13. And so when you have a stock that has double the market cap of Planet 13, I'd be expecting it to be a very strong company, but we can't say that for SNDL because its financials and its fundamentals don't really back that statement. And then we look at something like a HITIF that has a market cap of only 400 million. And so if we're looking at these comparisons and we look at the spectrum of valuation, HITIF definitely looks like the best bet for your money right now. SNDL looks extremely overvalued. It could definitely still run, but just remember, the higher it goes, the higher the market cap, and that is just not justifiable right now, whereas stocks like HITIF and Planet are still relatively undervalued, in my opinion, HITIF being the most undervalued, which is why it is one of my favorite stock plays. And so SNDL, I just wanted to let you guys know just how overvalued it is relative to its peers. Was down today 12.75%. However, we are still above our support and our 50 SMA, so we are not bearish just yet. Next stock of the day, we're looking at IGEN on the daily time frame. So IGEN, again, another day of accumulation. Like, I have not seen a stock trade on its 50 SMA like this in a very long time. Every single day we get a back test of this 50 SMA, and so even though we are not making our moves yet, this is a very nice period of accumulation. And if you just go back in history, we have never seen this stock kind of trade along its 50 SMA in this type of manner. And so when you coil up like this for a while, eventually you do shoot up. And so as long as we still trade above this point, I do not mind this price action. This is price action that's letting you know, buy up these shares before it coils and it jumps. And so I'm liking the price action here. Slow and steady wins the race for IGEN. And so overall, we were down 4.29%, but trading very, very nicely along our 50 SMA. Next stock of the day, we're looking at Social Life Network here on the daily time frame. So we're up 1.47% here on Social Life Network. And if you just kind of look at this chart, you don't really see too much green. You see a whole bunch of red and just maybe bits of green. And so we need to start seeing a lot more green days, and I do think our time is coming here. You could see right here on our daily, we did close today above our level of resistance. On our 30 minutes though, however, we are still within this channel, but we are kind of moving to the upside. So we would love to see a break at this line of resistance here for Social Life Network. I personally did end up buying more shares here in Social Life Network. Again, I really do love this play for the long term, but in the short term, I do expect us to have a nice little run up in the near future. And so Social Life Network is setting up very beautifully right now, up today 1.47%. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SEGI here on the 30-minute time frame. So SEGA got crushed today, down 7.53%. And on a technical basis, we actually had a very bearish close. We closed right below our uptrend line, and so this line is the most important line that we need to hold. You could see anytime we've interacted with this line, we've treated as support, and then we eventually made our way up. And right now we are sitting below this point, so we really need SEGA to claw its way back up. And so if we're looking at any areas to cut losses, I believe if SEGI cannot hold this 0.038 line, then the stock is going to see a lot more downside. But I do believe until then, we do want to see this price action get back up here, because we did have a fairly bearish close here today on SEGI. Next stock of the day, we're looking at MJNA on the 30-minute time frame. And so we actually had a very nice day today. We were down 3.6%, but we have been trading so steadily on this one. We have consolidated along the support line, and now we finally got our 50 SMA to creep up to these levels. And so the fact that now our 50 SMA has been treated as support a whole bunch of times does show that this stock has a strong support on this 50, and it does seem like we are ready to make that next jump up. And so with MJNA, I've already mentioned to you guys, this is a steal at these prices. If you are looking for a quick buck, I highly recommend getting into this play, especially now. There's a lot more room to the upside than the downside right now for MJNA. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ALYI on the 30-minute time frame. So we had our cool down day today, down almost 20%, but this stock has been running since about March 5th, and we finally got that cool off day. I do expect us to go down even a little bit further, test this 50 SMA, and then continue back up here. This was just a solid cool off day. These aren't the days to get scared away. These are the days to buy up on the dip. And so with ALY, if we get a nice bounce off this 50, we should resume our price action again. I just want to pull this out on the daily to see our MACD. MACD looks extremely healthy right here. We're positive, and so if we can just claw back here, that would be a nice resumption here. So overall, ALY did have a tough day, but also considered a nice cool off day. Next stock of the day, we're looking at HYSR on the daily time frame. So we were up 6.76%, and so we have been treating this 100-day SMA as a nice level of support. So you can see once we back tested, we did have some buyers step in, hold this line. And so Sun Hydrogen has been trading in no man's land for the last little while. There are still no signals to be buying HYSR yet. Our MACD is still negative. However, we did get a nice little bounce off right here, and so that could lead to extremely bullish price action if we continue this momentum up. And so our MACD is still negative, and so we want to see it get positive before opening up a position. But that little bounce off our signal line does seem like it could be a very crucial bounce that could lead the stock higher in the short term. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ACDC. So ACDC has been trading like butter. We have our uptrend line, and we've been holding this level of support. One thing I would love to see again is our 50 SMA just kind of get up here, and then we get a back test of this 50 at some point. I really love to see that back test on 50-day SMAs, because that gives you a very nice level of support, and that does lead to nice bounces if we can hold those levels. And so because ACDC has yet to test this 50 in a very long time, I would love to see that happen somewhere along this uptrend line. And if we do, we get a bounce off, that will be our cue that ACDC is about to run again. On our daily time frame, if we look at our MACD looks pretty bullish in my opinion. It looks like we are curling back up, we are positive, and this does look like a nice area to be getting in on ACDC. Last but not least, high tide on the daily time frame. So high tide was up 7.41%. Solid day today. We do have a slight gap to fill here now at 82 cents. So I do expect that to be filled sometime in the short term. And I do believe that we are going to get rejected by this level of resistance. And so this is not when we are going to break out. I think we will break out once we get this interaction with our 50 SMA. Like I mentioned with our other stocks, we have yet to see that back test. And so as long as we are up here, we do expect high tide to get this back test within this channel. And so don't be shocked if we get rejected tomorrow. We see a down day, we fill this gap here at 82 cents, continue to trade in this triangle, get a back test of this 50, and then we will start our real run up. As of right now, we are just kind of sitting on resistance. Did look like we got rejected. We had a nice close. This gap here is just kind of annoying me, and I do believe we will get back down to this level because we need to fill this gap before we start our next move up. There you guys have it. That is our quick little update on all of the stocks that we are watching on our explosive penny stock watch list. We have a lot of stocks that are looking like they're about to break out, and I'm very excited to follow their trajectory. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.